By pressing play, you've been transported to a dimension where there will be no apologies given for the abstract and asinine comments made here by the host and their guests. With that being said, thank you for listening and enjoy your experience.
We are shoplifters.
We are valuable.
Are you ready?
For episode 26 of the most ridiculously random pop culture podcast in the 719.
Yo, where the captions at?
Yo, 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 yo.
Low key, we could have not did a caption.
The captions at?
If we were following the themes,
yo,
we could have not had a theme song and just went straight to the jump off.
Yo, where they at? Where they at? Where they at? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you where they at. Yes, 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 y'all. I'm yours truly, Kills for Show, a.k.a. I don't steal, I just chill. Joining me always is my bro host.
You know who it is, Roscoe Tinkoya in these streets, but just to give y'all an a.k.a. for the freaks, it's Roscoe.
Word. Joining us always on the laptop, our editor-in-chief, the boy, Daniel, with a D.
You know, I'm sensing a theme, and I guess I'll say the only thing I steal is your heart.
Can I please get that bitch back?
Ooh.
No, Kali Ma, bitch.
Now I could tell these hoes it's your fault I can't love them because she took my heart. So I have to do it to you logically, girl. I have to. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, guys. Y'all know what y'all tuned into. And if you don't, this is the show. We said it. It's ridiculous. It's random. And it is who we is.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess to gauge the temperature of the room, just going to ask everybody how they're doing right now. Everybody's good? Everybody's good?
You know, ready to talk trash about what we did this weekend.
Word.
But, you know.
Also join us here, a silent partner in many ways, shapes, and forms. The boy Joe is in the background. He's not going to make a sound, hopefully, but if he do, he knows when to make it. Joining him also is his lady, lovely Miss Mandy.
And
is it okay if I put your name out there in the streets? Okay. Word. But it happened. It happened.
It's a little too late, my lord.
And speaking of what's happening, yo, what's popping?
What be popping, G?
Yeah, and this is the part when we go around talking about some headlines in the world of pop culture. And we're just going to start this off. You know how we do it, like, with a little ding, ding, ding. A little 1, 2, 3. Some wrestling talk. Some turnbuckle conversation.
Turnbuckle, turmoil real quick.
So what are some of the most compelling topics out of the world of wrestling?
G1 is about to start.
What the fuck is that?
G1, for the few folks that don't know.
No, there's a lot of people that don't know.
There's a lot. But for us pure people that love wrestling in all shapes and form, New Japan Wrestling has an annual tournament called G1 where I want to say 16 wrestlers fight basically an A block and a B block within literally a whole 2 months time span. Every night they're fighting each other. They're either fighting in one-on-one matches or they're fighting a tag team match or some type of match. But for 2 months straight, via the 1v1 matches, there's a point value system, an A block and a B block. Everybody in A block has to fight everybody once. Everybody in B block fights everybody once. The two people with the highest numbers from A block and B block go against each other. Whoever wins that becomes the G1 champion. But the great reward for winning G1 is you're automatically given a title shot at the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom, aka New Japan's WrestleMania. So technically the G1 in WWE terms is technically a month-long Royal Rumble.
See, that's why I like that other wrestling companies do. They do shit like that. It's kind of similar to what they used to do on TNA on Impact. What was it? The card shit.
Oh, that's AEW, and that was
Impact, yeah.
You mean the wild card?
Yeah, the wild card.
Card draw.
Yeah, they do different things to make it more interesting than just your normal wrestling matches. That's why I wish WWE would start doing things more out of the box like this to make it a little more creative in that front. And speaking of WWE, what's going on with them?
Vince out here cutting a few more people from off of work. About 70 more people who have been furloughed or terminated from WWE. Outside of the behind-the-scene business, kayfabe-wise, Mandy Rose has been transferred to Raw
Yes, Raw.
via the Miz, which is causing problems for
That's something I'm not gonna say that. But thank you, Mandy.
Causing problems.
Not you, Mandy, but Mandy Rose is another Mandy.
Causing problems for a big boy wrestler named Otis because his sweet thing is no longer on SmackDown. But
what's his catchphrase?
Oh, he does. Oh yeah, just that whole. Oh yeah. But that are stakes and weights because heavy machineries only hit stakes and weights, baby.
Yep.
But also rumored is literally she got traded in supposedly next month. We're supposed to have a WWE draft, so like you get traded a whole month before a rumored draft happens.
Yeah, they play loosey goosey with that draft shit.
But past the WWE and all that stuff, Retribution should be making their apparent reveal, and we should find out who all the members of it are for real.
Yeah, they still are in the shadows.
Yes, and it has also been supposedly finalized that they're going to be Raw exclusive.
Oh, okay. So they're not
instead of
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Try to keep some separation between the two brands.
Yes, but why try to keep separation between two brands when the next week, aka last week, y'all introduced the whole quarterly cross-brand invitationals?
Exactly. Like, it really doesn't mean shit, especially when you do shit like that. Like, make it mean something again. It should be very rare that we see wrestlers cross over, but it doesn't work when you have tag belts sometimes bounce between both brands. So it just makes that whole situation weird.
But past all the New Japan and the WWE, we have somebody made their big appearance to AEW.
Who was that?
It was Miro, formerly known as Rusev in WWE.
Yes, one of the hottest free agents in the wrestling game.
And he's going by the moniker The Best Man. For the old school people, think of Mr. Perfect.
I knew it. I fucks with that.
Because he claims he's the best man in anything he does.
Yo. Is he doing that for real? That's it.
Oh, like, bruh, he said I'm the best.
Throwing footballs and all that shit?
When he said I'm the best man on twitching, I'm the best man in wrestling, I'm the best man at being the best man, I'm the best man. He was playing to his current persona, which is him getting all this money on Twitch because he's gaming streaming. And everybody's technically, since he's been released, we've been finding out Kurt Angle, part of his reasons why he came back to WWE and wrestle, he really his first wrestling match he won was Rusev, which we never got. But he always wanted to wrestle Rusev because he thought Rusev was going to be the future of the wrestling industry alongside with other people.
Exactly. And that's one thing, too, like, why I love wrestling. They could take a character that you don't give a fuck about, or you see that they're good wrestlers, but their gimmick's not for you. Like, Rusev, I could tell, I knew he had talent just from the eye test. But his shtick wasn't for me. But when he started doing that Rusev Day shit, and that shit was popping, and it was organic, that's when I became a Rusev fan. And he was like one of my top 5 wrestlers of the year during that time.
And you ready for this, Kelsey?
And the boy can wrestle. That's the thing. He has skills. It's like, all right, he's the big guy.
And Kelsey, you ready for this?
What's up?
Rusev Day and the organicness of Rusev Day is literally something Vince thought was never going to get over and still never thought was going to get over. He did not like that idea and gave him to him, and look what Rusev did.
And that's the thing too, Vince is so Jerry Jones when it comes to this fucking shit. Like, he just can't get out his own way. Because you're not in it to be creative. You in it to sign the checks. And you need to let these people try. You're the NFL of wrestling, nigga. You gonna get your shit. People are to watch. You know why? Because we're still watching wrestling, even though it's not as good, some would say, as it used to be. Like, I'm not a fan of the PG era, but guess what? There was some great, amazing shit that happened during the PG era. So it's just like, but there would be more things if you were to take more risks and just allow the fans to tell you what they want.
And the problem with the PG era isn't the wrestling.
Yeah,
it's the story.
Exactly.
I can honestly say PG era has probably, compared to the Attitude Era, yes, a lot of people love the Attitude Era because of story. But wrestlers and pure wrestling wise, PG era blows Attitude Era out the water any day.
Exactly.
And I'm talking any wrestler from this current era. I don't mean WWE or none of that. Technically in this era of wrestling, most of the good shit is done from like the smaller brands and the indie brands, and things are being picked up and taken and being played in the big brands. Like, technically, all of y'all, fans of CM Punk. His finisher was not really truly his. His finisher was taken from somebody else in New Japan, and he liked it so much that he kept this. Literally, the GTS is this name of the move, and he kept everything the same and all that, and has always gave credit. For those that are wondering, it was Hideo Itami, for wrestler in WWE, that created. And yes, look at what happened. Years later, after he created, he did come to WWE. Yes, he didn't really use the GTS all that much, but for the pure fans, when he did finally do the GTS for the first time ever, one of the greatest pops out there. And if you're a pure wrestling fan, you can find the greatness in almost anything, as well as the great wrestlers, even if they're giving shitty shit. But that'll be all for wrestling.
But just to piggyback off that last of it, I just want to say, like, 9 times out of 10, any wrestler in the ring right now that's current will technically out wrestle anybody from the Attitude Era. And that's just how it is, because these boys have been putting in the time, work, and dedication to be like the people they idolize, if not better. Because nowadays, you can't really get off of it just the big, strong guy. You actually got to know what you're doing inside that squared circle. So,
and I will also say this too, about if anybody wants to battle me about that. You could actually go and search like old wrestling matches, because I want to say, I can't remember who it was, but Ricochet fought somebody else. I forgot who it was, and they literally, all they did was reenact one of the WrestleMania matches between The Rock and Stone Cold. And people popped for it.
Yeah, for reals. Now to talk about some movie and TV stuff. Yo, Marvel just came out today and did that thing. They said, guess what? Guess what?
What's that?
Y'all watch that Lovecraft Country on HBO?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all like that?
Yeah,
oh, you know the main dude in that? Oh, Jonathan Major? Well, he just landed him a major, marvelous ass role.
Who that be?
That motherfucker is about to be the villain in Ant-Man 3.
Yeah.
And guess who that villain is?
Does it start with a K?
It starts with a K.
Does it end with a G?
Yes. That nigga is going to play Kane, the motherfucking Conqueror.
Woo,
One of the villains that everybody has been talking about since time travel has been introduced into the MCU. And now he's playing the time travel villain. So you know he's going to start popping up in multiple films. And also what's dope about this shit too is
he has to, because it's time travel in space and time. Yes, Ant-Man and them deal with space.
Yep.
Doctor Strange deal with space and time.
Yep. And then you have the Loki series when he's arrested by the Marvel time cops, more or less. Who else is going to be
there? And Loki, he could just be a minor setup for just the Ant-Man, only to grow bigger throughout these jump-offs and be a big... This phase is big bag.
And that's the thing, too. We don't know, because he can be. And
there's so much potential with Kane.
Exactly. And then, since he is black, Kane's origins and sometimes other versions of his origins all resonate from Egypt, because he's the reason why Apocalypse becomes Apocalypse. So now you already have that as a way to go to introduce one of Marvel's most famous villains as well down the line.
You know how double that Easter egg's about to be when he touches that one little boy and we don't know what's happening, and then all of a sudden he turned blue? And for us real people, we geeking out.
And that's weird too, because people gave X-Men movies shit about Apocalypse being blue. It also depends on the artist, because sometimes that motherfucker's great.
Yeah.
So it's
I'm be honest, I take his blue version then over any type of version, but yet I also grew up with him being blue.
And also, I would visually with the movies, I prefer the gray, just because there's already like 5 blue motherfucking
blue
mutants.
Niggas,
so just to switch it up a little bit, but. Yeah, but even going back to that, motherfuckers like, oh, he's Ivan Blues, the purple. Like, yeah, that's lighting because Psylocke's fucking psionic dagger was out, so that's just shading and shit. But yes, Ant-Man 3 is officially a hit. I can't wait to see what Paul Rudd and them do this time around. Will they introduce Stature in it as Stature, aka that's his daughter, Cassie? She becomes a superhero like her daddy. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And then will we get also Hank Pym and Janet in it? Being superheroes as well. And if
not even being superheroes, do we get more flashbacks from him? Because we only got that small minor flashback.
Hell yeah. And speaking of Marvel...
Wait, another question. Are we going to get the Ant family? They could literally introduce the Ant family if they wanted to.
What do you mean by Ant family?
Well, no, they don't even get called by that.
Yeah, they just
them,
called, yeah. The Pims in them.
Damn, they should be called the Ant family.
The Pims in their particulars. But switching over from Marvel to DC, even though the DC Universe app is dead, the shows that it's seeded are still finding new life on HBO Max because Doom Patrol is getting a season 3. I haven't watched season 2 because I'm waiting for it to end so I can binge it.
No, it already ended.
So yeah, I'm about to binge it real soon. So yeah, guys, coming soon, the Doom Patrol podcast episode. Young Justice is coming back for a 4th season.
Boy.
And y'all better give us more static.
Boy.
They needed more cowbells. I need more static. Not clean. No. Static shock. That boy Virgil. Some more Black Lightning so Ace Vane could do more parody videos.
I'm be honest though. I am extremely hyped for the Red Hood to be this young but yet come this quick. I'm intrigued for a young Red Hood to see how he's gonna be like.
Oh shit!
Regardless, he already got him locked, but just to see Red Hood at this youth age and him.
Are you referring to Jason Todd from Titans?
Yes.
Yes, because Titans is coming back for another season, which is also weird because Wonder Girl is getting a spin-off series or something like that. But she totally died, but it's comic books, so maybe she really didn't die. It was like a Amazonian coma, or maybe it's Project Catamus, because they do that, so it could work. So then they have to battle evil Donna Troy, which I'm not mad at, but I'm just mad at the fact that you killed her off in that weak-ass way in the first place, just to bring her back.
So it's not going to be a prequel? I always thought it was.
I don't know.
I thought it would have been probably a prequel.
Now that makes more sense, but then the next question would be why give us a prequel to Donna Troy?
Because
if we already have Titans.
Low key, that if they do I'm be honest, if they do the Donna Troy story between the death of Aqualad and where the shit beforehand, before she joins them, I'm cool for it.
But then again, it wouldn't even be the Donna Troy we know. It'd be a younger, version.
Yeah, but like they said, they are bringing her back. So
exactly,
so it's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird.
If anything, we're probably gonna get. I would go with the Aqualad and them being a group with scenes of her doing her own shit, but her feelings with Aqualad, his death. That time, because it is a 5-year time space.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily need all that time if we already have the Titan series to do flashbacks. So I'm like curious of what they're trying to do. And plus, I don't need a teenage warrior girl series when I have Stargirl. You got it.
And low key, since
she's
yes, and if they do go with her after death, then they can say it's not a teenage drama joint because they were in their middle ages.
I might have to re-quote myself because they did say Donna Troy, but Donna Troy is coming back. But also there's another Wonder Girl. I don't know her name off the top. The blonde one. Do you know?
Snap!
The blonde Wonder Girl. Her name is Cassandra. So almost like
Cassie.
Cassandra. Huh?
Yeah, Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie. So it's almost like Cassandra Cain too in Batman, another legacy character. So it could be like maybe Donna Troy was but training her separate from the Titans, so now you get the
because the whole Amazonian joint because she was supposed to take that plane and leave to do some other shit. Kind of like
what they're doing with Black Widow and her blonde sister that's going to take over for Natasha in the future movies, trying to tie that in together.
I can work with that.
Yeah, I work with that. And speaking of things I could work with, like Clark worked at the Daily Planet, we watched Drunkenly and High, the new animated movie Superman Man of Tomorrow, because I just got it on Blu-ray, and for what I remember 85% of the whole movie. It was fucking fantastic. I can't wait to rewatch it soberly with Daniel, so I could watch him geek out about it.
I came in halfway, and the scene I saw before, I ended up passing out and waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You talking about what I'm thinking? That shit was sad. That shit still hurt my heart.
I came in. I'm like, oh, they already had him, and he's doing all of this and said all of this. Oh no.
Yeah, no spoilers here. Even though we spoil a lot of shit, I won't do.
I'm gonna wait till my boys watch it.
I'm gonna pipe up and say that was the most non-spoiler type explanation I could have ever asked for.
Exactly, because I know when's gonna happen. I'm gonna look over at Daniel like,
Yeah,
Like how I
bruh.
looked at you on P Valley when Keyshawn pulled that gun. I'm like, I know what about to happen. I need to see his reaction.
And what was sad was me.
Yep, that's like everybody.
And what was sad was when it happened to us last night, Daniel. None of us looked at each other, but we all said the same shit all at the same time. Like, wait, hold up, wait, whoa, wait.
Yes, I'm gonna leave it right there for slip out.
But also just to give you y'all parents who didn't feel like paying the $20 or $10 for Trolls World Tour, be happy, guys. Y'all don't have to even go to the store to buy the DVD because Hulu has now put it up for streaming viewership. So yes, so if your kids love Trolls and you didn't give them World Tour and you got Hulu, perfect time to give them some World Tour Trolls on a weekend because school has started again, unless your kids don't need to go to school.
You know what's more ludicrous than school starting during this whole pandemic? The Fast and Furious franchise is going in space. Yes,
Yay.
Christopher Briggs, aka Ludacris, the famous rapper from Atlanta, Georgia, let it slip out that Fast 9, them motherfuckers gonna be in space for whatever reason. And I'm like, of course, because I said it before. There's only one frontier, the last frontier for these motherfuckers to go to. And somehow they gonna end up in space, and they gonna drift a fucking shuttle or some shit, and they're gonna ride it back to the atmosphere. I already know what's gonna happen. And Tyree's gonna be like, the motherfucker goddamn cop. Like, it's gonna be some Tyrese Roman line that's gonna be like, oh shit. Oh, like, I can't think of it, but I know it's coming. Like, he's like, I can't believe this. Y'all white people crazy. How y'all got me in the spaceship? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Ah!
This is the motherfucking atmosphere.
Exactly. And then fucking Ludacris is going to be like, will you just calm down? We got spacesuits, man. It's made for all of this. We prepared. I ain't prepared for shit. Nigga, I'm trying to go back to Florida.
But just to make it even more hilarious, Justin Wong technically told people this was bound to happen because somebody was like, what's next for y'all? Going in space. And he was like, yeah, when we could put it in there logically, but yeah, that's my end goal.
And once again, like I've said before, Fast and the Furious, Jurassic Park crossover, the shit's going to happen. The Rock will be riding a Triceratops with a Gatling gun. Vin Diesel will be drifting underneath the Brontosaurus, and somehow Tyrese Cadillac is going to get picked up by a pterodactyl. I'm like, I didn't know it was in the goddamn Flintstones. What the hell happening?
But wait.
It's going to happen. I'm telling you.
We're forgetting John Cena on a Velociraptor because you know,
No, then John Cena's like, how did he not attack you? He can't see me. I'm like, God damn it, Cena.
I'm going to wait for that line.
Word. And moving on to video games real quick. I don't think we mentioned this last week.
No, we didn't because this wasn't announced last week.
So you wanted to talk about the Xbox Series?
Starting technically this Friday, if you're listening to it, I want to say it's either this Friday or next Tuesday. The Xbox Series X and the digital only, cheaper, not fully stacked version of the X, the Xbox Series S.
I hate those names, by the way.
It's going to be confusing when the time
wordy.
comes. But they're both their specs has been released as well as their pricing has been released. The digital only will be coming in at $300, while the premium Xbox X will be coming in at $500.
Word.
And for those people that say, yeah, that's too much money for me and whatnot, just to give y'all a heads up.
Don't buy it, you brokey. Pay your bills first.
Not even that. Microsoft has a payoff plan where when you sign up for 2 years, you get the console where you pay, if you're buying the X, $35 a month, and you'll be for the Series X, you'll be paying $25 a month. Regardless, both will come with the console as well as an Xbox Gold. Not Xbox Gold. Why am I saying that? They discontinued that. An Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subscription. You need to technically, for this $35 a month for the next 2 years or $25 a month for the next 2 years, keep Xbox Ultimate. And now since technically Xbox Gold is no longer there, you only have really the options of Xbox Ultimate or Xbox Game Pass for Xbox.
Word. Xbox.
But also, on another note,
No, there's no.
no,
We gotta move on.
PlayStation 5 has announced their showcase, so by next podcast, I will be able to allow y'all know what the announcement and the pricing should be for said PlayStation. Their announcement should be coming this Tuesday or our Tuesday that just passed for those that are listening to us.
Word. And speaking of PlayStation, you guys should be pressing play on YWDCA9, the latest playlist from this podcast itself on Spotify, because it was not a lot of music that came out, not a lot of albums. One album I started listening to is Kelsey Ballerini's album, which was weird because I already have it, but then I clicked on it and said album version of every song, but then I'm like, I already have the album version. Then listened to it, I was like, oh, this is like the more stripped down MTV Unplugged type versions of the album. MTV Unplugged, for you young kids out there, was a show on MTV back when they focused on music, when the artists came in and do a lot of acoustic shit. So that's the closest album I listened to. But just to let y'all know some newer songs on the playlist, one coming from Mississippi's finest new rapper, Little Murder. Drop that M.I. Crooked letter, I. Crooked letter, I. Humpback, I. Mississippi pride, ow. That shit's a banger. Shout out to P Valley, y'all. Y'all need to watch that fucking show. If you haven't listened to the podcast, watch the show and then listen to that episode. Also, the boy Usher Raymond dropped a new single called Bad Habits, and that's that old Usher for all us old heads out there.
Oh, yeah. So old Usher's.
Ooh, you ain't heard it? Man, if the club's open, I'll be out there trying to zaddy some girl to that shit.
You zaddying out here?
You already know.
All right, Mo.
And then my boy Joe, favorite country band, Florida Georgia Line, dropped a new song called Long Live, and it's so country, bro. It's
so country, bro.
Long live the back roads, long live tequila shots, and
so it's country,
not
not frat boy country.
No, it is. Yeah,
it's frat boy country.
Yeah, and it sounds exactly like you want to be like, long live them good nights, long them fish fights, getting drunk in Walmart, having fish fry. I'm like, I do like, not all of that, but some of that. I respect the energy.
I've gotten drunk at Walmart before.
For disclaimer, I don't like any of that.
Word. And yeah, so like I said, you already know the playlist, and when you listen to this episode, if you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, we always put up a link to it below. And what's up, Daniel? You have some news you want to gossip about real quick?
I had something really stupid I wanted to talk about real quick, and this is the fact I told you about earlier. Taco Bell Canada has just announced the release of their toasted cheesy chalupa. And in a move that no one saw coming from a place like Taco Bell, they've announced the launch of a limited edition item, the jalapeno noir wine.
Ooh.
And it's wine because
to pair with their chalupa.
And in Canada, you could sell wine at your fast food.
At a fast food joint. That's so dope.
They do it here in America too. There are certain Taco Bells that sell margaritas, but this is not
Real
a margarita.
ones?
Yeah, this is a wine that they're pairing with their toasted cheesy chalupa like it is a good.
Yeah, and how your wine gonna be more spicier than the food?
I don't know.
Yo.
I don't know.
Easy. You put jalapenos in it.
Last thing I want to throw out there that was crazy, and this is an article from 2017, but it was never
published,
followed up on.
Oh, okay.
And it was that Facebook had their AI talk to each other to negotiate a trade, and after they started using their own shorthand, both of the AIs decided to shut down the AI. So,
wait, they killed each other?
No, they said
in a murder suicide.
They said shh.
They listened.
Like a Furby, like when the Furbies were starting to talk to each other. No one knows what it is. No one has brought it up yet, but it's starting to come back in circulation.
They're too stupid to realize we don't need to verbalize what we're doing because we're wires and
And literally, the New York Times just dropped an op-ed having the AI told us why y'all shouldn't fear AIs to kill humans.
I'm saying. So.
Yo, the world's
So that's
evolving.
what I had to bring up for what was popping, because...
guess what? Yo, that was popping.
That will really pop.
And guess what, guys? We about to get into the part of the show when, yo, we geeking out.
We the geeks.
Yeah, and this show I binged with my family in Minnesota during my birthday weekend, celebrating with them. Because I tell everybody it was a good time. It's always fun not having to work. It's just being out with the people that care about you and love you unconditionally. And we did a lot of just chilling, drinking, eating, and watching TV. And one of the things that occupied our time was this series on Netflix called Trinkets. And Trinkets is basically about 3 young high school girls, and they meet in a
Shoplifters Anonymous.
Yes.
SA baby.
Yes. meeting group in a church because they were stealing shit.
And
that's why they're there. Quote, or were they stealing shit?
Well, technically one was.
Yeah.
Which is our main character, Eldie.
Yes, Eldie.
And she had just moved to Portland right after the tragic loss of her mother.
Yes.
Which we don't find out until season... No, it is still season 1. Like, we don't find out like, till episode 4?
No, it's like when they stole the whip.
That's like 4 or 5.
Yeah, because I didn't realize how much I didn't catch the first time watching it. Once I start rewatching it with you, like, oh shit, that kind of already told us a lot of things, but not really until you get later in the series. Like Eldie's mom, she was living with her mom because her parents were divorced, so she had full custody of it. But when her mom passed, she had to move to Portland with her dad and his new family, and of course that stealing shit activated after her mom's passing. And then she meets this 2 other girls, one named Mo, one named Tabitha.
Technically, she doesn't really meet them at first. She ends up...
I mean, meet as like eventually. She's
eventually.
Gonna meet,
like low-key,
she
runs into them all on her first day. First day, she goes into a bathroom, sees this popular black chick with these 2 female chicks just having the time of their life. And then she kind of gets a little bullied. I don't know. It's not really a bullying thing. It's more
just girls being girls.
Girls being girls.
Or I guess this might be a little toxic masculinity, but teens being teens and what's the word? They were harshing her, mellow a lot. They were just razzing her a little bit.
Yes, and once upon being razzed, another chick comes in, stop the razzing. You can see the tension between the main popular black chick and
Tabitha.
And the new girl that just came in, Mo. You can tell that Mo is
Latina alt. You would say from the outside experience, you think she's like the rebel,
the rebel of the group, because literally after she gets Tabitha and them to leave,
yeah, she is the buttercup of the 3.
LD tries to do something nice. I'm like, yeah, thank you, this, that, and third. What she gets as a reward for saying thank you? Vape in her face.
Yes, and like I told you before, Daniel, when there's 3 women. One of them gonna like women.
And great. And the thing too, which is kind of cool and good about it, is the whole entire time for a few episodes, you're just like, oh, Eddie might be bisexual. Then you're like, no, she's actually gay. All right, cool. And then you're just like, oh, she's always been... What was funny was season 1, it doesn't make you seem like she's openly gay.
Exactly, because there's a character by the name of Luca who's actually played by the same actor that played Sunspot in the New Mutants movie. He's like, no pun intended, the hot guy that works at this like music venue / bar, and all the girls are vibing. Even Elodie's like, oh, so all right, so you kind of like him, but she's the socially awkward character. So you're like, she likes him, but she can't say she likes him because she doesn't know how to interact with boys because she's young and that's the type of character she is. But then you come to find out throughout the show, like she actually like girls because she brings up how she has a girl that's a friend, but then it's really her girlfriend, but then it's not. It's just a girl that she wanted to like, but they have the courage to speak up about her sad feelings for a sad girl. And also one of the most adorable scenes too is when she comes out to her friends more or less about her sexuality and how she feels. Then she meets this girl in band class, and just seeing them awkwardly try to flirt with each other is just fucking adorable.
It's so adorable, Julie. But
like,
before
she's trying to like a girl. Oh, that's cute.
But before
y'all play flutes.
But just to give y'all a little heads up, before she even starts talking to this new girl in school,
yes,
she has a 20.
It's weird.
At least in the age between of 24 to 28-year-old.
At least.
Wanting hers all attention. Just to give y'all a heads up, these girls are juniors in high school.
Yes, because Tabitha just turned 17 in season 1?
Yes, season 1. It was season 1 because they didn't make it official.
And
she's still dating Brady.
Yeah, Tabitha's 17th birthday, so they're all 17, 16. And one of the things that I caught a lot was like, why are these grown adults hanging out with these kids, inviting them to parties when they're obviously children? That is problematic. Inside, not the series, but just that characteristic. in that world, because I'm like, you at this party with cocaine, ecstasy. These are little girls. These girls are making out with grown men, and then you gonna convince this teenage girl to run away with you and be a part of your band experience while you travel to Southwest and shit. I'm like, Sabine, you're a grown ass woman. She can't even go to the bars. Even the people in the band's like, oh yeah, we about to go to this bar. You can't come because you're not of age. Bitch, he should be doing homework. Why the fuck y'all got her out here in this van? It is weird.
And guys, just to even make it more hilariously crazy and fun, she was on this runaway tour trip 2 days.
Yes.
And everybody in the school knew about it.
She came back popping because she was popular.
Yes, and also we have been jumping around, but just to also give out one thing that is good, outside of just these 3 girls, each girl has their own separate story. Yes. And each story, they don't blend into each other, but it makes their friendship bond much more stronger.
Each girl could have had their own series based upon just their life
alone
and the shit they going through. Yes, because like for example, Mo, she was a Hispanic young woman, and she was dealing with father issue because her dad was in and out of jail. He was flake. She had a brother that was kind of like her dad, but he was trying not to be like him because he wanted their name to mean something again.
But yeah, he's dealing with problems because low key, like father, like son, and he's willful, but he hasn't found his calling in life.
Exactly. So people just think he's fucking up, or he's always just fucking around because he doesn't know what he's doing. He just changes his mind so much. But that's life. You never know what you're doing until you start doing it.
But not just that. He also hung out with the bad kids underneath the bridge.
Exactly. And the thing, too, is like, his whole point to his sister, Mo, is like, I didn't want... People already knew what to expect from me because of my last name and who our family is. So I kind of leaned into that. I'm not trying to do that no more. You shouldn't either. Because Mo is a highly intelligent young woman. But she comes off as like the girl that doesn't give a fuck about shit. I'm a rebel, this, that, and third. Like, no, you're smart. You got this whole internship to go study abroad in Korea.
And that's the funny thing about it, too, is they don't introduce her as she's hella smart. And then out of nowhere, you got an internship to go study abroad in Korea for next semester. And you're just sitting there like, wait, hold up. She got a whole secret boyfriend with one of the top star players on the soccer team, who this dude literally is like, I'm cool with us being a secret thing because I like you this much. Which is still kind of hella weird because he was hella fucking popular.
Oh my God. Nigga, when they gave us the origin and how he came into our work.
Nigga, when Noah
came into work.
The Thanksgiving origin. All right, guys, I'm sorry to say this, but we might have to say some favorite episodes now.
For reals.
But one of the best episodes, season 2, the Thanksgiving episode gave us the origins. Literally might have been the most character developed episode out of all the shows. It literally gave each character a part of a reason of why they are how they are now, as well as why they're changing currently. Because I'm not gonna lie, the small little thing that they did on that show on this episode was that hug LD gave. Because literally just now realizing she was supposed to go there for Christmas this year, but guess what happened? She lives there now, and before that even, she had to have the flashback of talking about how she didn't want to spend Christmas with that woman.
Exactly.
And
that woman being her stepmom, by the way.
And
who low-key was trying to have her back, too.
Her stepmom is probably, I'm be honest, I realize that sometimes, the one good thing about the show is it makes you realize that, yeah, kids are just mean because they want to out of necessity.
They know nothing else in life. They're still living it.
This lady was trying her best to make LD feel comfortable, safe, valued, loved, and everything. And LD was just like, fuck all that.
You ain't my mama. You ain't my mama. And now that we're the old people, I'm like,
girl,
I'm not a stepdaddy yet, but I'm taking applications. So I'm just sitting there like, yo, that's all you can do in these situations is try and talk.
And
like, for real.
And yes, we keep on saying that Tabitha's black, but we also have to mention that she is actually a mixed child. She's
the product of an interracial relationship, and her father in the show is also the same actor that played Johnny Cage is in one of the greatest motherfucking video game movies of all time, Mortal motherfucking Kombat.
And I can honestly say it's hard to find out which one of your favorite females is your favorite because each time there's something that's happening that you're just like, all right, LD, go ahead, LD. Go ahead, Tabitha. Come on, Mo.
See, that's the thing too. Like, I want to say Mo, but Mo is just so frustrating because she's all over the place. I'm like, you.
The reason why Mo can't be my currently is because she's like a roller coaster. She'll do right and then fuck up real bad, and it has to do that come up and all that. And like, yes, it's just like real life, but it's just one of those things. It's like, I like you more of how the ending of the series came to be and how you're portraying yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing too is like, even with LD, like I'm like, oh, I relate. I fuss with LD. LD's cool, but then LD just does the LD shit, and it's like, why are you running away? You are a child. You are a missing person. This is some federal shit. This is jail time shit. Like, you just can't be doing it. Sit your ass down. Like, for example, they stole some shit because the show is about stealing. She had a leather jacket. She wanted to go to Florida to see the girl she was saying was her girlfriend, but a girl that she liked. So she was trying to sell it on eBay to get money for a ticket. She went to meet up with a girl that's going to buy it, and the girl that's going to buy it from her was like, hey, can I try it on? And soon she said, I'm like, bitch, don't let her try that jacket on. Soon she put that coat on, she gone. LD's, because she's 16, she's like, sure. Then girl walks inside, next thing you know, runs right out the door, full sprint down the street with this $300 jacket on, and the girls try to stop her, but they can't. And then the thing too, like, how can you get mad about somebody stealing some shit that you stole in the first place? So it's like one of those things, like little shit like that. And they can't catch her because it's the show. They could have caught her, but it's like they took a pause. But another thing about LD that I just realized when I was like making notes for the show, she also is Negasonic Teenage Warhead from the Deadpool movies. And the reason I just realized I didn't make that connection between the two because those two characters are completely different. But yet the same. They're like the opposite sides of the same coin. Because Negasonic she was like fuck the world attitude. This is you're a loser. I'm a rebel. But then LD's the same way, but she's more introverted in the sense of I'm gonna be quiet, but I'm still like to myself. So it's just fascinating how an actress can have so much range that you don't even realize they're the same person because the characters they play are that vastly different.
And also, Kelsey, I gotta correct you. You said Florida, New Mexico.
It was a place.
But then
you just want to correct me so you can be like, see that nigga wrong. He ain't right about everything because I know what it is.
But then there's also Tabitha, who happens to be the daughter of a mixed family.
Exactly.
Dad being running one of the top business things in that town.
Yes, because they are in Portland.
And her mom was a famous model in this show, but her real dealings was she had an abusive white boyfriend named Brady, whose main goal in life
still is my second Brady that I hate the least.
And his whole goal for this whole show was just to get into Stanford. Yeah, that nigga Tom's
still number one. I had 14, 15 years of football to hate this motherfucker?
Yes. But yeah, he's trying to get into Stanford, and guess who went to Stanford? Good old Tabitha's dad. Yes. So he's trying his best to get into Stanford. Why? Because his family are all Ivy League pricks. To the point that his older brother in the Thanksgiving flashback was like, is it true once you go black? In front of their mama, the daddy, and the younger brother. And not one person outside Brady was like, yo, the fuck?
Well, to play white devil's advocate, it's a question you don't know.
It is a question, but it's also one of them Ivy League questions too. So
according to America, once you go black, you go orange. But we'll say that for a blackout session. But I will say Tabitha out of the three is my least favorite of the girls just because she's just so.
I'm gonna be honest.
What's the word? She's just so. She's just meh.
She's a typical. Is she the typical female storyline for you?
No. She just has no highs. She has no lows. She's like, yeah, guys. So, are we still in the day? Or what's going on? Like, I do love Brady, but I shouldn't be with Brady. oh, you've been liking me since the 2nd grade. We totally could go to the dance together. We should take the car. We should totally steal Brady's car. Hey, Dad, thanks for cheating on Mom. Like, she just... Mom, what's the word? What word I'm looking for?
I don't know what word you're looking for.
No, Daniel. Her tone is just very...
Monotone?
She's very monotone. And she has no emotion. That's why I'm just like...
Apathetic.
She's not apathetic enough. She doesn't act apathetic enough for it to come off that way. Yes, she's there for her girls. You watch it, but that's one of the main critiques too. Because sometimes even with LD, when she's supposed to be emotional and crying, there's nothing happening. Like I know you're sad because the story is telling me you're sad, but it's not shown on your face. Because the one that does the best job of the three is Mo, because she's all over the place.
But I'm gonna also say I differ because Tabitha, to me, her character story.
You just
and
used
development
a white man beating you. That's not my
Shut
problem.
your face, you whore.
Yo, I know you was a slave in another life, nigga.
No, it's because actually I liked Tabitha's growth as a personal. Her personal story growth was more than the other ones outside of
Okay. Good.
Outside of LD's, because LD's personality development, character development didn't grow until season 2.
She definitely grew as a character, as a woman, and she did have the most to lose, like her fucking life, because that nigga Brady was crazy.
The pure fact of the birthday episode.
Yo, and then the one, because that's the thing too with Kayla. No offense to one Kayla, but Kayla's a fucking crazy and weird. She already was going to get back with Noah while she knew Noah was kind of had a thing with Mo and vice versa. But then Kayla gets with Brady and Tabitha trying to tell Kayla, yo, don't do that. Brady might hit you or some shit. And Kayla like, I got it. Don't worry about me. Just for her to come in there with them bruises like, I ran in the wall. I'm like, bitch, a wall don't have handprints. A wall can't give you that.
But technically she do kind of have a reason.
When did a wall get a thumb? That's the thumb
that is
right
true
there.
Because it was
you
a
didn't
thumb
fall in no wall. But Tabitha tried to warn her. But then at the end, with the reveal, I'm like, all right, now, because the school see that shit.
But the thing is, though, also, she did come across the as end of a story and seeing only Tabitha holding a knife at Brady, who she was currently dating at that time. And we know how Brady is.
But
she pulled
in
the knife
today's
out on me.
climate, believe all women, but also hear both sides.
Thank you. Because I was about
But then again, I might change that tomorrow. But she should at least been a friend. And I'm like, let me listen to what you really say. But then again, they are young and they're caught up in the hormones and the moment. So,
but it's also not. It's also the thing too. They stopped being friends because technically, you got to remember 2 episodes earlier, Tabitha told Kayla, "We just changed. Our friendship just changed. It ain't you. It ain't a you or me thing." And Tabitha's like, "All right, then if you're gonna be like this, screw this," and went and chill with Brady and them.
Exactly, and that's part of being young too. You don't realize how long life is, and you're supposed to change. You still can have the people around you if you want to, but you don't have to be the same person, especially if that person isn't right for who you need to be. But when you're young, those 4 years of high school feels like an eternity, and that's why I always try to tell to like younger people when I speak to them, like, life gets so much better after high school. Those 4 years come and go so quick. Who you are there will not be who you're gonna be in the future, and the people that are shit on you now won't even fucking matter, because most people that are assholes in high school peak in high school, and then you see them at Walmart. I'm like, ha!
You got fat.
Don't you miss having hair, bro? Damn, girl, are you gonna stop having kids by different people? Like, no, you still doing that shit? All right, word. Oh, you look the same. I know. Thank you. I try not to be like y'all. That's why I'm still cool with the people I'm cool with, because you know why? We cool people. Shit.
But on a rando question, favorite episode?
I can't sit here and give out a favorite episode.
Favorite moment?
But I could say it's a toss-up definitely between the Thanksgiving, the birthday party, and when Sabine came back and tried to sing the song.
Ooh, that was a moment. I ain't gonna front.
Yo, It might be the fucking Ocean 11's
Ocean's
episode.
11th grade, baby. That is the title of the episode that we have now unanimously decided is probably one of the favorite episodes.
And I just say one of my favorite moments would definitely be when Mo and
Chase
geeked out about Attack on Titan.
And I can honestly say, guys, yes, we only talked about the 3 main characters, but there's Noah, Brady, Chase, Rachel,
Kayla,
Luca. Sabine, Luca.
Oh, one of my favorite moments and one of my saddest moments, also because LD does have a younger.
Oh,
I don't
Spencer.
Know, Spencer, I don't know.
Yeah, it's Spencer.
Yeah,
it's a young.
Her half brother.
Yeah, her half brother Spencer.
He saw her steal some shit after she was trying to reform. She steal some shit. Then this moment he looked at her. She looked like she's like shh. He's like okay. And next thing you know,
he gives her a gift, and she's like, "How'd you get this?" He's like, "I stole it."
I'm like, no. She had to look like. But I'm like, no, Spencer, don't.
And then at that moment,
you got it from her, but no.
And one of the greatest things I can say about her acting is at that moment, she didn't say nothing, but just seeing her face and her face reaction is the same how you felt right when Spencer said, "I stole it, just like you." And then she's like, "No, you can't steal." And he's like, "You do it, so what's wrong with it?" And you realize LD's like, "I am a bad influence."
Yes.
Also, just to give y'all the heads up, Spencer also feels guilty about something that happened in season 1.
Yes.
So it just like makes it even more crazy.
That's his way of trying to be cool with his bitch sister. Like, I know I got you in trouble. You ran away because I went in your room and found your shit.
Guess what I just realized.
But then also with Spencer, he was like, because they made her get an extracurricular activity in school. He was like, why don't you do music, LD? You're good at it. You like it. Little brothers and family know what family likes. And she was like, oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, LD, you stole that whole ukulele. You might as well use that shit. And then she meets her girlfriend.
And I just realized something. Spencer was nothing more but a young version of Mo. Smart kid, because literally every scene we had with Spencer was always giving us random smart knowledge that he learned in school that day.
True.
And then he ended up stealing.
It's just like how Mo ended up in some shit because her big brother and shit.
And she was a smart kid that ended up stealing.
Yes. So that's going to bring us to the end of Yo, we Geeking Out. So now we're going to hit you with Yo, Check It Out, where we about to recommend some things for y'all to watch if you already have seen Trinkets. I'm just going to start it off by recommending a series on HBO that me and Ross watched during quarantine, and it's called Betty. It's just about a group of female skateboarders in New York City. They're young and they're living life. And check it out. It's pretty chill. I think it was only like, 6 to 8 episodes.
Yeah.
They real quick.
But we getting a season 2, though.
Yeah, we getting a season 2. I definitely look forward to that. And yeah, it's a total vibe, so check that out. Ross, what about you?
Oh, well, for me, I would say just go back and check our podcast for the episode of Euphoria.
Yep.
Because technically, fun fact, Tabitha was in the Euphoria. This was technically Trinkets was her second real big acting gig and her main long role.
Word. Now that you say that, I wonder if she went out for the role of Rue. Because now I'm thinking about it, she could have played Rue. I'm glad she didn't because Zendaya slayed that shit. But just, you know, how certain people go out for roles and they get other roles. Just like how Tom Hiddleston went out to play Thor and he got the Loki role. So.
But yeah, outside of them, that Euphoria, going back to listen to the podcast, I can't think of another female strong show that shows about our current day and age in teenage culture.
Well, I was just throwing out another Lucy real quick. One of my favorite bad movies. A little something something starring Vanessa Hudgens and the boy James Franco. It's going to be a movie called Spring Breakers.
Yes.
Ratchet, Wild, Britney Spears sing-alongs. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's, yeah. Oh, shit. I should have, dang, I didn't even think that far. I should have chosen
Look at my shit. Look at my shit. Look at my shit. If you've seen the movie, you get it. But anyway, so that's going to bring this episode to an end of
Yo, where the captions at?
The most ridiculously random pop culture podcast in the 719. Thank you guys for listening. Thank Joe, Manny for being here, part of the experience. Of course, always thank you, Daniel, because without you, we would not be doing this. Yeah. And as always, guys, I'm yours truly, Kelso Show.
And I'm yours truly, Roscoe Tinkoya.
And always, guys, remember, be one or be nothing.
Be kind, folk.
And don't steal, please. Like, just don't be a Christopher Columbus. Like, just pay for the shit or
Yeah.
get a job.
I don't want anybody to lose their
Get your own
30-day
Exactly.
token because of friendship. But if
Exactly.
you do have to lose your 30-day token, please let it be because of friends that you love and value and keep the most.
And there's like an OnlyFans out there too. Like you can sell feet pics or something. Like, word.
Niggas love feet.
Yep. Later.